Oh, our selfie game is probably on fleek right now.
Wait.
Yeah. Oh, look. You ready?
Oh,
Ready for the
this
pixel?
This is probably.
Ready for this?
Whoa.
Dang, you get way out there.
It zooms out like that? That's crazy.
Now that's a good picture.
Wow, wait.
It's all right.
Wait, hang on. Ready?
Hey.
I did in a portrait.
Ooh.
Wait, it's processing. Now that's a good picture.
Oh, that's a good.
Dang, you straight.
Shout out to Pixel.
You straight portrait us. You blurred us. Why'd you blur us?
What are you talking about?
I'm all blurry.
No, you're not. Look,
Oh yeah, now you're moving it.
that's good.
Put the focus on D-Lo. There you go.
Now that's a good picture.
Nah, that's a bad.
And we could go like,
Now we talk.
whoa!
Ultimate.
This might go on
That
our
feel.
Instagram. I'm gonna put this on Instagram.
IG.
Make sure you tag me.
Hey, welcome to the Squad Goals podcast.
Yo.
Yo.
I'm AJ, and here on my left is,
D'Angelo.
and here on my right is,
Devon.
and today is our 33rd episode. The Big 3-3, and I'm losing my voice. The Big 3-3.
33.
33.
I like
As
it.
you said last week, the Jesus episode.
Yeah, the Jesus Christ episode. Jesus died at 33
I like it.
and resurrected at 33. Huh.
Yeah,
Aren't you like 33?
I'm not 33. He's closer to 33 than me.
Yeah, I'm pretty close. I'm getting up there.
He's like 32.
No, I'm not.
32 and a half.
20, 28.
So I was just saying how I want to post that selfie, that beautiful selfie we just took on Instagram.
Sponsored by Google Pixel.
It's sponsored by Google Pixel because it has the best camera of any phone, and you can debate me on that. But
Oh,
what?
it does not.
Ooh,
However,
iPhone X.
No, however, it does have the best processing of any phone.
Who has the best camera?
I think the Huawei P23 Pro has
The what?
best. Huawei P20
I don't even
Pro.
know what phone that is.
Yeah, it's
Is
a
that
Chinese phone.
Is that a camera phone? Like, is it a phone?
No, it's a phone, but it has like 3 different sensors, and not to mention, Samsung's coming out with something. So. Yeah.
What are they coming out with?
However-
Hey, drop some tips. Drop
However-
some. This is D'Angelo's Tech Corner.
I think they're having like supposedly 5 different cameras, 5 lenses,
Yeah?
or 5 sensors. Yeah. 3 in the back, 2 in the front.
Team Samsung.
Yeah, and then there's like a Nokia that's supposed to have like 6 or 7 different lenses, like coming up. And if you remember,
7?
Nokia had the actual like camera phone that
Yeah.
was like a camera first and a
Yeah.
phone second.
Yeah.
How much is mine?
How much is your one?
Like, how many sensors does mine have?
It has 3.
3?
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
But that's not 7.
3. I'm talking about the Nokia phone.
Yeah, but my phone should be the best
best?
camera.
Yeah.
That's why I got
That's
it.
good. That's good.
That's why I got it.
It's definitely good. It's definitely good. I
good.
I
It's
think
good, just not the
it is stellar with the processing.
That's
Overall, it's probably the best when it comes to, because at the end of the day, it's software, like the software that they have in the camera
Yeah.
is what matters now with cameras
Yeah.
or with camera phones.
Did you take the picture of the Earth? That's a really good.
Yeah, I
picture.
did take that picture of my background.
That's really good.
But that's funny you didn't mention Apple anywhere in that discussion.
Apple's up there.
How up there?
It's probably right
Top
behind.
5.
It's probably right behind.
Where would it lie on the top 5 greatest phone cameras?
Between 2 and 3.
Yeah, that's like the thing though.
Yeah.
'Cause they know
No, my
people like to
phone
take
is
selfies.
my camera's better than.
It honestly just depends on like what you're looking for in the camera phone. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain phones like Samsung has more features in their camera. iPhone has like lifelike, but it's still like a pretty picture. And
That's a good picture.
no, it's a great picture.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm gonna put that on my Tinder.
It's a great picture. However,
And
none
I'm
of
gonna
that.
say, who are you getting?
However, it's not as good as a actual camera.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. A regular camera's always gonna be better.
Bigger
But-
sensor allows more light. But like I said, camera phones are about processing. So the processing is like, is what really makes the pictures look nice.
The more you know.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That was D-Lo's Tech Corner.
Well,
Tech Talk with D-Lo.
Tech Talk with D-Lo.
Unboxing's coming real soon.
You should do unboxings.
I thought about it.
He already has it set up.
Unboxing's coming soon.
He's got like a big sign that says unboxing D-Lo.
I got my knife ready. My unboxing knife.
My D-Lo in a box.
D-Lo in a box.
The D-Lo.
But I was gonna say, I don't think I'm good at social media. I feel like I have this problem. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just not good at it.
Good at what?
Like, just Instagram and Facebook and Snapchats, and I feel like I don't know how to use it effectively. Which, sure, hey, that would just be a me problem.
Yeah.
But the problem is I'm in charge of social media for this company. And I really feel like I don't have a good understanding.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
I mean, I think you do all right.
Yeah.
I'm even worse.
Yeah.
I'm even worse, so I can't talk.
But,
All I do is look at other people's.
yeah, that's
You're an
why.
upgrade from me. So.
That's why I'm in charge of it.
Yeah.
Because no one else
Ah.
could do it, but I still feel like I'm not good.
I like the trailers. I think the trailers are pretty good.
Yeah.
For this.
But I don't know how to,
podcast.
like, besides that, I don't know how to, like,
Because that's all editing.
let me just post, like, a picture. I gotta post a picture on Instagram,
Yeah,
like.
man, you gotta keep
So-
our Instagram going daily.
Well, we did have a social media person for a week, and then I fired her.
Well,
And who is this said person?
I don't want to put her on blast, but
Okay.
that was the only person that's ever been fired from this company.
Oh. So is this like an open call to?
Yeah, it's an
anyone?
open call. Anyone that wants to do social media, you could try it out. Go on to Instagram. It's CCE
Whoa.
_ Tampa. Password is the password. You could go.
Wait, hold on. Did you just
you just give
tell us
away-
tell the password
you
out
just
there?
give away our Instagram.
You can go on there. Let's see what you got. Let's have a
No.
good time.
No.
And
That's not okay.
try it out. If whoever does the best might get a job.
AJ, save us. All right, bleep that out.
You could go on Twitter at CC _ Tampa. Password.
Okay, I'm no longer part of
Yeah,
this.
some people's just gonna put a whole bunch of dick pics.
In YouTube, you could go on our YouTube, try it out. It's
No, stop.
email.com. Password.
Security while you're out there.
Jeez.
My social
In
security
case they want to fix
is
your credit. It's...
for
Hold on, say that one more time.
Wow.
for. So if you want to, if there's any credit doctors out there, try it out. Because I'm more like I like the crowd like sourcing things, like getting the crowd to try something out and working as a team to give a good product. So
I have
they
a
can,
question. How much does it pay?
Probably like $3.
The experience.
Yeah, you can put us on your
It's
resume.
an internship.
But yeah, that was the only person we fired, except for Phil.
Well, yeah, you made him disappear that one time.
Yeah, Phil wasn't really fired. He was more banished into the nether realm,
The quantum realm.
the quantum realm, and so like he still worked for us. He's just not. He's just all around us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's with us at all
The
times.
all
spirit
times.
is around us. Oh.
But yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I feel like I don't get it. Like I don't post anything on my social media. I just post this podcast on my social media, but I don't post like
We need a young, cool person to.
a
like,
young hip.
Just
Yeah.
take pictures and just want to post them all the time.
You know.
Like I'm never. I'm not.
I'm no longer there. So.
Here, I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna post it on Instagram. Let's see how. Or I'm gonna post it on Snapchat because I feel like.
No. Do it on Instagram.
Okay. We're gonna take a nice, tasteful picture.
Nice.
I post so rarely that people are like, whenever I post, they're like, that's a good picture. They're like, yo, are you sick? Are you all right? You're posting.
I remember there was one day you were posting on Snapchat a lot, and everyone was asking you, like, are you healthy? Are you going through something?
No, there's moments where I'm like, you know what, I should like post more,
It's
and
good.
then it'll last for just like maybe that day,
Yeah.
if anything, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm bored.
I feel you. No,
Yeah.
I rarely be posting on my stuff. I feel like
Okay.
it's too much effort.
What should the caption be on my Instagram?
This is you. That's your.
Go on Pinterest and look up inspirational quotes. That's what
Yeah, let's
Most.
do this.
most.
Inspirational quotes. I'm just gonna go with the first
Oh.
one I see.
You should say something against Red Bull. Like,
No, I like this one. If I
Clipping the
cannot do
wings.
great things, I can do small things in a great way.
I like
Martin
it.
Luther King Jr.
I like it. MLK quote.
what a rock star can.
Ready? If I can't do
Oh, it's gonna
great
get.
things,
How many followers you have?
not that many. If I can't do great things, I can
Make it public.
do, what was it? Tiny things in a great way.
MLK.
MLK. R.I.P.
Martin. No, sorry. Doctor.
We haven't had another Martin Luther King. Anyone.
Excuse me?
Another Martin Luther King. Anyone who's been held in like such a regard like that.
Yeah.
Maybe Obama, but he's not.
No.
Not MLK.
Is that how you spell Martin? Or
That's-
Luther?
No. That's no.
Martin. MARTIN.
I think I
Luther's
spelled.
with a U.
I think I spelled Martian.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
MAR.
It's just Martin, bro. You don't know how to spell
Is that how
Martin?
you spell Luther?
Yes.
LUTH.
How do you spell Martin?
MARTIN.
T-I-N? That's weird. Okay, let's post it.
Yeah,
Let's see how
I
many-
think we've proven that you can't spell very well.
Let's see how many likes I get.
Yo,
I'm gonna post
when
that.
you're- When you're editing, I need you to save the clip of that laugh, and I need you to keep that in a folder somewhere. That
I'm losing my voice. I was sick.
That
I was
was
sick for a while. I
hilarious.
got sick because I had to sit next to someone with tuberculosis on the podcast last week.
Speaking of which,
well, now I think I got this shit now.
it's a good thing I got here late.
Yeah, you weren't like exposed
No.
to the Rockefeller flu. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I do. We'll see how you guys do, the audience on social media.
No,
We'll
we will not.
Because
Well-
he's gonna bleep that.
we're gonna give you our credit updates for my credit, and yeah, I think. Well, also if there's any charitable people out there.
Results from the web.
If there's any charitable people that want to donate into my bank account, it is account number 00.
What was it again?
PIN number 1. Routing number. Let me look it up.
Hold on, did you get this though? Are you recording? Yeah, you're definitely recording, right?
4 is the routing number. If anyone wants to just donate, why go through like a Patreon or anything
Nah.
like that? You
Cash
just
out.
give it straight to the source.
Just donate, you know?
Just donate. Anyone.
They gonna rob you blind.
No, I have faith in
There's-
humanity.
It's alright, because they can't rob him. There's nothing in there, so...
All they're gonna get is debt. They're gonna get negatives.
This is all part of your plan, trying to get you somebody to steal your identity.
Yeah. So then I can like get off scot free. That's the goal.
You want a new one.
Oh man, I don't think I should drink this Rockstar. I just got like chest pain.
Hear that? Rockstar getting chest pain.
I'm about to have a heart attack.
Gives you wings.
Here's your wings.
Oh man, I don't know what that was.
This podcast brought to you by Red Bull.
What's going on today? So I've been getting a lot of ads for this new app called TikTok. Does anyone know what it is?
Like the Kesha song?
Yeah.
It's spelt like the Kesha song, but it's not the Kesha song. I don't know what it is. I was asking you guys.
What was it about?
It's just people posting these really lame. This is all the ad is. It's a really lame video, like one of the lamest videos I've ever seen. It just goes, TikTok, more videos like that on TikTok. And I'm like, well, I didn't even want to see that. Like, you're not even putting, if that's your heavy hitter, it's like a kid shooting pretend lightning, but it looks really fake, and then it just goes, TikTok.
Wow.
It's for young editors.
It's like a guy walking into a room, and there's like all these CG stormtroopers, and he just walks away, and it's like,
Is it like all
TikTok.
special effects supposed to be?
No, because I think,
Cheap special effects?
I don't know. I don't know. I was asking you guys.
Nah, dude.
No, I'm not up on the latest apps.
Yeah. TikTok sounds like sounds whack.
I feel like I may have seen something
This
like that on
Squirrels is not
Instagram
brought to you by
or something like
TikTok.
that.
Yeah, I've been seeing ads for it on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I don't know what I looked up, but I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
and I was wondering if anyone knew.
No, that was
Haven't heard of it.
Well, this episode of the Squad Goals podcast is sponsored by TikTok. If you like
Don't
videos
stop.
like that, TikTok.
TikTok.
So
That's
you
funny.
see the sunlight.
Isn't it scary how like you instantly like search something and then you see it pop up on like Facebook
yeah.
or Instagram immediately right
Dude,
after?
Yeah.
I was talking to my fiance. She wants to go grocery
You're
shopping.
engaged?
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh, congratulations.
And I was like, why don't we just Instacart? Because I don't want to go to the grocery
Thank
shop.
you.
I was like, why don't we just Instacart it? Literally,
This episode is brought to
literally
you by Instacart.
10 minutes later, I get a notification on my phone. It was like, do you want to download the app Instacart, get food sent directly to your house? I was like, wow. Like, my
Well-
phone is listening to me heavy.
That's scary.
The thing that weirds me out is Facebook, where it says like people you may know. It will be someone I met for the first time. Like, hi, nice to meet you. Next time I go on Facebook, they're there, and I'm like, I didn't look them up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's not like we don't have like maybe one mutual friend. It's not like we have 80 mutual friends where it's like, of course the algorithm's gonna put them towards the front,
Yeah.
but it's like we have one, and it's like, well, why did you decide to pick that person to be in my like people you may know?
Yeah.
When it's that person, as far as I mean, maybe it's just
Coincidence.
an optical
No.
illusion where it's
Yeah.
like I didn't pick up on that person. They've always been there. It's
Kinda
just
like
not
when-
because I.
When you buy like a brand new
Yeah,
car,
and
you
you
didn't
see-
realize how many people actually have that car. I had the craziest experience. Like it was recently, and I'm not sure. It's like almost too much of a coincidence, but there was a CD, right? I was at a record store and I picked up a CD, and
I dropped my phone.
I put it down. Didn't mention it. You know, there was no way they can hear it. And then I went on like my Google, and Google has like they give you like articles and stuff like that on like random stuff that you look up. And the first thing I seen was that CD. And I'm just like, I mean,
That's weird.
it was a crazy coincidence. It was a Raekwon only build for Cuban Links. And
As is.
yeah, so it's not like, it wasn't like a record or an album or something like that that's like, that's an old record.
Yeah, that's fresh.
You know?
Hot right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
was weird.
I don't
it was
know.
crazy.
Yeah, Google on my ass, bro.
They're like in my mind.
Well, I'm pretty sure Google's listening to me in my house all the time.
Oh yeah, you have your house is sponsored by Google.
I have like speakers everywhere. I might get a speaker for the bathroom.
Why? Because.
Because sometimes,
Oh, wait, maybe music. You listen
yeah,
to
yeah.
music
Sometimes I
in
do.
the
The,
bathroom?
yeah, and it's like I don't want to have a Bluetooth speaker in there. Because it's so convenient where I can be on my phone, have Spotify, and I can just switch. Like I walk into a new room, I can put it in, or I could
Okay.
just have it go through the whole house.
Okay.
You try to get on that Tony Stark on a budget.
Yeah,
I
like I've always said I want to feel like Tony Stark or like Bruce Wayne.
Until
Just have all
robots
this-
take over, and then know your whole.
But the thing
to
is,
the restroom at 2:30.
I guess I haven't noticed Google like putting anything in my ads from what I said at my house. Well, here, let's do something. Let's do an experiment. Pick something for me, and I'm gonna just constantly say it in my house, and let's see if I get ads for it. And next week, I'll take a screenshot of the ad if I get it.
There's this tropical fruit. It grows in tropical areas. It's I know it's
Pomegranate.
supposed to be
Just
some kind of
do-
apple,
Just
but it's
do
not an
like
apple.
Doritos. Just say I could really use some Doritos.
Doritos come. I feel like
It's gotta be
Doritos
something.
come
It's
too
gotta be
often.
something I've never looked up.
Have you looked up Doritos?
Probably at some point in my life, or I probably typed Doritos.
Exactly. A
What's
long time
something?
ago. It's not recent.
Let's do.
That's more
Napoleon
like you get an
Bonaparte.
ad. Of Doritos.
No, it's got to be something you can buy.
Hmm.
What's something like I would buy that I haven't looked up?
I just bought a air filter.
Air
Air
filter.
purifier.
Dehumidifier. I've never looked that up. Dehumidifier, I'm going to just keep on saying it in my house. Dehumidifier,
You're about to get one right
dehumidifier.
now. Say you need a dehumidifier to your phone right now.
No, I can't
No,
look it
'cause
up.
they
I
don't
can't
show
search
up.
it.
No,
I can't
don't
search it.
search it. Just right now, just put this close to your face and be like, wow.
Hey,
I could really use
do you
it.
guys know where a dehumidifier is? Like where I can get one for cheap?
Oh yeah, your phone's already working.
I'm just going to keep on saying.
Yeah,
I can't
and-
formally search
Yeah.
for it. That's the key. If I ask it, then it's going to be like, oh, he searched for it, of course. I just need to see if it's listening.
Well, doesn't the Google Pixel have this feature where, like, if a song is playing,
Yeah, it's
it'll
always
say,
listening.
Yeah, it'll say the name of the song.
Just how if I say.
They say it's only local, and it's not going to any of their servers or anything like that. But I mean, how do you know?
Did you see the CEO of Google testify in front of the Senate yesterday?
Yeah, Sundar Pichai.
Yeah,
What do you
and
do?
it was
it was
just
because of the Trump thing, right? Because there was Google
they were trying to see if
Someone-
he was biased.
Yeah, if Google was biased.
one way or the other.
because someone saying that they looked up idiot and there was like pictures of Donald Trump. So they're like, oh, so you guys are being politically biased, and basically they're just like,
Or
no,
they're
this
just
is
being
like
funny.
it's like an
Well,
algorithm.
Yeah,
that
he said
creates-
he's like no one's sitting there going, okay, what's gonna pop up when someone searches idiot? It's all based off of what people search for and what they like, things that are attached, this and
Yeah.
that. And my favorite part of it though was like this old senator goes like, basically he was upset like, how come when I look myself up there's no good stories? Was one thing, but the other thing was like he was talking about his granddaughter, and he's like, she was on an iPhone and she was playing a game and something like inappropriate popped up or whatever, and he's like, how come this popped up on my granddaughter's like iPad or iPhone? And he just goes, yeah, he's like, we don't make that.
We're Google.
He's like, that's a different company.
They're making all of
Wow.
them too.
He must. I didn't see that, so I wanted to see. I read about it, so I didn't
Yeah.
see. I wanted to see his expression when.
I think he knew, like, I
just
am
like, oh, no.
smarter than everyone I am being questioned by. Because I feel like that's what happened when Mark Zuckerberg testified for
Yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
and it was like people
Dude just beat around the bush like nonstop.
But it was like everyone asking questions didn't understand how Facebook worked in
Yeah.
the first place.
Yeah.
The fact that people right now, they were asking questions like, there is one person in an office putting in the search results for every single possible search, and it's like, and they said like, how do you know someone's not doing that? And he's like, because it's not possible. Like no one, so like, so there's no employee who's attaching websites to certain words, and he's like, no.
Like we've passed this point where like,
Yeah.
we don't have to do that anymore.
The amount of people you would need to
Yeah.
just have every single
Random.
possibility,
Yeah.
things that are misspelled to still show up, and like,
That'd be crazy.
all these different topics and yeah, no, that's
but yeah, like I don't know, it was funny. I chuckled at it.
yeah. I read that yesterday.
I do have an issue though with Google,
Oh,
since
no.
we're on the Google
You
train.
better watch out.
With I don't know, I just can't find a good dehumidifier. But no, it was what was it? Oh, I woke up. I have smart lights, Google speakers, as I've said before. Well, my internet went out one night. I don't know why. And it was pandemonium at my house. Because I woke up in the morning.
Welcome to the future.
I have the alarms
Yeah.
set so the lights turn on slowly between like 5:30 and 6 a.m. So when I wake up at like 6:15, the lights are on. I'm like awake. So I woke up. It's dark.
You're so extra.
Um,
You have Google like.
What's going on, Google?
Yeah, it does, and it says, "Here's the traffic. We're sending you directions to your phone right now. If there's an accident, it'll be like, here's an alternate route we're
You're
sending
so
to your
extra,
phone.
I hate it.
Here's the weather. Dress appropriately," and then it starts playing music. So that's my wake up routine I have set. But it didn't happen. So good thing I had an alarm on my phone too.
Did you throw a tantrum?
Well, I was like, Google, hey, can you turn on the lights? And it's like, can't connect to the internet. I can't turn on the light, so I'm like fumbling around in the dark.
Which is the dumb feature. Why can't you turn on the lights? It's the.
You can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
If you just turn on your lights, they go to the default.
My man's telling you he just fumbled around in the dark.
I have to say, well,
But-
which lights do you have?
The hues.
Yeah, I have those.
But the thing is, if your light is on mode and then you turn it off by the switch and turn the switch back on, it'll still be on an on mode.
Yeah.
The lights were on off mode, so when you turn off the switch, like it goes to whatever it was on in the app.
Okay.
So if you turn the light off by the switch and it was on, then it's still going to be on when you turn on the switch, because you didn't like change its 1 to 0.
I thought you were
So-
saying that, like, if you just turn on the light, there's a default, like,
Oh yeah,
800 lumens or whatever it is that. goes
maybe
to
I didn't
the-
really try that, but
You didn't even try that? You just fumbled around in the dark?
yeah, I was resetting routers, I was yelling.
So
and it
I
was
was
like-
become lazy. You forget to fend for your own.
So I got ready in the dark and then went to work. And I because I was checking, I'm like, what's going on? Like,
Did
I
you
take
get to
my-
work late? Did you
No, I made it.
get stuck in traffic because you didn't get the best route?
He didn't get to listen to his music. There was no toast made.
Uh,
Oh my God, he's gonna live life
it was a
whenever
rough day.
robots.
It was a rough day.
Whenever robots become part of humanity, he's gonna live life.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a
yeah,
little
because I'm
robot-
gonna be used to it. I'm not gonna
robot
be a 70-year-old man who's asking the CEO of Google, why does my iPhone do this? No, I'm gonna be with it. I'm gonna be hit. I'm gonna be.
You're gonna be like Wally,
I'm gonna be.
and the guys on Wally.
Oh, I wish. That sounds awesome. They didn't have a care in the world. The guys on Wally.
They're all big.
No,
and-
they had carrots.
What?
They were dying. As soon as they took off the screen, they saw how disgusting.
Yeah, you don't turn off the screens. Live life through your screens, people.
Oh, did you see that they came out with the new virtual reality Oculus, where now you can like sit in the screen and you can like sit with like people. Like
That's
it was
awesome.
Adam Levine and Jonah Hill commercial, and it's like Adam Levine's in his house, Jonah Hill's at his house, but they're watching a Lakers game, and like if they look over at each other, they can see the avatar
Yeah.
of that person. And I was like, yo,
That's awesome.
That's gonna be legit.
I seen the thing where you sent me with the VR, like the bedroom, the 90s bedroom. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
instantly, and I'm kind of upset that you didn't tag Devon in it
Yeah.
because I was gonna.
He
say,
wasn't old enough.
That's my
Wow.
point. He can actually live the 90s.
Yeah,
he
it
didn't
was-
get to live one for himself.
It's a bedroom, VR bedroom, and it's filled with it's customizable, but it's filled with old consoles, and you can put the games in, like you put the cartridge in.
Yeah.
You can play any game. You can put posters on the wall, watch old like Saturday morning cartoons for anything from like the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
And you just chill in this room because they said the like creator wanted it where it was more
Authentic.
the experience of playing the games, not just the game being
Yeah.
preserved.
Yeah, you have like the old, like, you
Yeah,
have
the
a
old
bed,
TVs with
old
the
TV.
lines coming down.
And then y'all realize, wow, I wish I could go back
How-
to PlayStation 4.
No, I thought, you know what? I love the 90s. It was a great time. I wish Devon could have experienced them.
I
So,
experienced the 90s just fine.
If-
and
if-
I'm glad
I'm gonna
that
get you that for
technology
your
has
birthday or
advanced.
something like that. Whenever it
Hey,
comes
I'll go
available.
sit in
I think VR though is going to be the biggest thing.
Once they actually get it right.
I think it's good enough. It's getting there. I don't want to say good enough,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be used for so much. I think
Or you think it's gonna get dangerously?
if it gets that good,
Think it's gonna be like fully immersive and people are
Well-
just gonna like die because they don't want to leave virtual worlds. They just want to.
yeah, I think that will probably happen. I mean, a guy died playing World of Warcraft, like back when it first came out, because he just kept on playing and just didn't eat.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now imagine that same kind of mentality, and now
But
you
with a more.
can be
immersive
fully into it. Yeah.
Like,
Instead of just
There's a
having
lot of movies.
well, I said that about Ready Player One, not the movie, because I do enjoy the movie a lot,
Yeah.
but the book was really more about the VR stuff. Like the movie was a lot of
Just paying homage to like.
yeah, it was more about just doing the challenges and moving on, and the book was more about like this is how the world is. Like kids can go to school in real life, or they can just put on their headset and like how you were saying, like you're in a couch watching it. They're in a classroom with all the avatars and a teacher, and it's like they're all over the country. They're not from the same city, and they're just in the same class. They log into the same
Yeah. Exactly.
classroom, and
That'd be crazy.
it was just stuff like that where it was like, yeah, a lot of jobs could just be done on VR where you don't need people in one location.
Yeah.
Telemarketing, it's like you go into a virtual office and then you just do the calls through your headset because you don't need to rent out an office. You don't need everyone in the same location because a lot of
I
jobs.
bet you people still show up late. Virtually, all you gotta do is put on the set wherever you at. People still gonna be late.
But yeah, I think it's gonna
Talking about
be
me?
crazy.
You're looking at me on the slide.
I didn't want to put you out there, bro.
I'll probably
I'll be like, yo, D-Lo, you on your way? He'd be like, yeah.
5 minutes away.
They gonna ham outside.
Something's going on outside. No, but yeah,
It's a real conversation.
but like VR. I've also said like, I think at least right now until it gets really good,
Yeah.
it's gonna be more you go to a place
Yeah.
and
Because
do a VR experience.
a lot of people just think of it for gaming, but
And
there's
I
all
don't
these
think it's gonna be
different-
games. I
There's
don't-
all these different functions for it.
Oh no, it's gonna be games.
Oh well, I think there will be games, but I think it's gonna be used for a lot more.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be used for like.
Like you're purchasing a home, or you're just saying like you're going into a hotel.
Yeah, I could-
You can experience
I
the
could
hotel
walk
before
ar-
you actually get there.
You can virtual reality drive. I think Tesla's gonna do.
When I went to New Jersey last Christmas, me and my sister went to New York. She took me to this like it's called VR World. I wish they had one here. They do have one like in Orlando, but it's not good. Like I peeked my head in and it did not look great. But it's all these VR experiences, different games, different like simulators, different things, and it's like an arcade. You just rent for like you get a card for like 2 hours. You can do whatever you want. But there was a VR car thing,
Yeah.
and you sit down in the chair. You have the steering wheel and the pedals, and you put on the helmet.
Yeah.
And first, it's just the game menu, and the guy's like setting it up because it's all the cars racing against each other, so he's setting up everyone. But the moment he hits play, and you load into that car, and I had my hands like this, and the character's hands were like that, and I was like, oh, and I'm looking around, I can look out the like mirrors, like you're in the car.
Yeah.
Because like when you're driving, playing a racing game, you always do the third person view.
Yeah, yeah.
And the first person view is like, it's like, no, you're in the first person view, and you're like,
yeah, you like.
the only
You can- I mean, you could do first person, but that sounds more.
But-
that sounds more interactive.
yeah, it's like, most people don't do the first
Can you
person
touch
view.
the radio?
You know, you had a real
Yes.
experience.
Change the station.
Did you get that moment where you took it off and you were all right? Where you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
where you're-
I'm not here. Like,
Yeah.
where?
It always freaks me out when someone else takes it off, and you're like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
well, it kind of sucked because it was just the steering wheel and the pedals and the helmet.
Yeah.
So my hands weren't, like, there was no gloves.
Mm.
So the character's hands were just happened to be where my hands were on the wheel, but if I moved my hand off, that's what freaked me out.
Yeah.
Because I would move my hand, and it's like, I still see my hand. And it was this weird, like, I'm moving my hand, but I'm not. Like, I kind of freaked out. Or I'm driving, and the character's animations did, like, the over, and I didn't do that. And I'm like, whoa! Like, my brain freaked out because I'm like, my brain's looking at my hands doing something I
And you're
didn't
so
do.
into it. You're so into it.
Yeah.
You get thrown off.
Because, like, you very obviously know. You've never done VR, right?
No, it's not VR.
You have?
I had the Oculus too.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
just-
Yeah, it's like your
I think it's
brain
pretty
knows it's not real, but if
Yeah.
you just kind of let yourself drift,
into it, yeah.
yeah,
you-
then you kind of forget where you're
Yeah.
at, and like,
I did some cause I got the Oculus when I got my phone. They were doing the little like by the phone with the Oculus. And,
Oh,
like,
you-
one-
okay, so
That's
wait,
not
is
the-
that what you had?
Yeah.
yeah,
That is different.
I mean,
No.
it's
It
it's
is
okay. It's convenient,
Yeah.
but it's not like an actual
No.
VR experience.
yeah, where you get like all the way into.
The-
I've
the
done
mo-
like the games and stuff where you get like the helmet and stuff.
Oh,
And you have like the hands,
Yeah,
joysticks. Okay, yeah.
But the Oculus was like, it got pretty freaky if you let
Yeah.
it get like, 'cause I played some kind of scary game where like you just walk through the doors and like shit
Yeah.
starts to
Yeah.
get all,
That's the worst.
Well-
I get nervous with those games.
yo.
Disney did this. I still want to do it really bad. It's at a downtown Disney. It's like $30, but they built a maze, and it's a VR thing. You put on the VR, you're a stormtrooper like going undercover, trying to like break into a base, but the level of the game matches the maze. So a wall is a wall, and you and like your squad have to break into the space and like steal like something, and you go through the maze and you're like shooting, and it's like I think that's what it's gonna be right now because it's hard to make a game because not everyone has the same amount of room, not everyone has like you know, like if I live in a small apartment and I don't have a big living
When
room,
you're
like,
walking around, you're just gonna be smacked.
yeah, so it's hard to design a game where you have to move around. I think it's going to be more these, you go to these locations
Yeah.
and they make a custom
Like
thing
they have a
for the
full
space.
VR experience.
I saw this one with like this
like a play,
dude.
like a theme park or something like that. A VR theme park.
I saw this one with like this dude was like on a treadmill type thing where like it stays stationary, but
Yeah.
whenever you walk, it's kind of like a
Yeah, it doesn't move. It doesn't.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm saying, like,
and then
Ma-
he's kinda,
down-
like, harnessed.
20 years from now, we'll probably all have stuff like that, and that's when it's really gonna be like in the house. But it's like, who has the room to put a giant treadmill and a setup, and it's like, so right now I think it's gonna be like how video games were in the 80s. It was like you went to arcades, played arcades, and it wasn't until people got used to the games that they said, okay, now you can play it at home. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, we go to these places, play it, then as people get used to it and it's more common, then it's like, okay, now here it is for your house. And I think it's going to be more than games. I think games are going to be a part of it. Like, you have games on your phone, but you use your phone for a million different things. I think that's how VR is going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's like, yeah, you can play games on VR,
But there's
but
other things to do.
I can go to school in VR, I can go to work in VR, I can meet people, like,
Social media. There's gonna be new social media.
Exactly.
Just virtual.
VR.
because,
We
and
need to
I've
go.
always said, here in Florida, we have Busch Gardens and Universal Studios, right?
Here in Tampa.
Tampa, but
Oh, no.
yeah,
Yeah.
but during October they turn those into giant haunted houses, right? Like during the night. For people that don't know, but I've always said, why haven't they turned one of those haunted houses into a VR maze, where the maze is mapped to a level and you put it on, because then you can do whatever you want.
Because people gonna smack them expensive ass VRs off their heads.
You can have things like appear and disappear. You can have things jump out. Like you could have something follow you. Or like you hear something behind you, you turn around, it's gone, and then you like look, it's in front of you. Like,
You got to create that custom experience, though,
yeah.
as opposed to have just a generic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you map it to a
Yeah,
real location. Like,
that takes work.
well, they have the resources.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just surprised. Like, I'm not saying the whole park. I'm just saying one of the haunted houses.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
We need to make a
coming soon.
full virtual reality park.
I think that will happen.
Yeah,
100%.
Get on the rides. No lines.
Yeah.
What if they still had lines? That'd be crazy.
virtual lines, pretend lines.
You sitting at home for like 3 hours. Like, damn, I got out of the house for this.
That would be like, cool. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's
That's crazy.
You know, it get to a point where lines are so uncommon that people would just have a fake being in a line experience. Like, I want
see how it was in the olden
I want to
days.
experience how waiting in line feels.
Line VR.
Well, how do we know we're not in VR right now? How do we know this isn't so realistic? I'm wearing a
This is
full suit that I can feel pain and stuff.
we're living in a simulation.
Yeah, like how do we know?
That's when all the SWAT teams start coming down from the ceilings. They broke the code.
Well, it's like the joke from Rick and Morty where they play the one video game, and it's like living a guy's entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that. How do we know we're not doing that? How do I know you guys aren't all fake and I'm just in some arcade and I'm a kid playing a super... How do I know?
How do we know you're not fake?
I would be the real one because this is my world.
So you call me a D-Lo?
I know for a fact I'm real.
I know for a fact
I don't
I'm
know
real.
for a fact you're real.
I know for a fact I'm real.
I don't know for a fact
I
you're
I don't
real.
know
I
you're not
don't
some
know.
kind of
Yeah.
AI that, you know, they made you believe that you're real.
What if you're fake and you're trying to make me believe
You're like
I'm fake?
artificial
See, and the
intelligence.
fact that you guys jumped on me after I started saying it makes me think that's just part of your programming to try to dissuade me into thinking,
Or
because
maybe
I know
you're-
I'm real.
I know I'm real.
I don't know.
I
if
mean,
they're
you're the
real.
one.
I don't know.
Are you real? Yeah, you're the one living in the Google life. How you're already
You're more
part
immersed than
robot.
us.
You're already part robot.
Nah, I think I'm like the Neo in the Matrix. I'm about to like see the code around me. Like I'm fleeing into the Matrix.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I think I could be like Neo.
Maybe a neo-Nazi.
Would you guys judge?
There it goes again.
would,
There it
you,
goes again.
would you guys judge me if I just started wearing like black trench coats and like all leather,
Yes.
sunglasses, and
Yes.
just never brought attention to it?
Keanu Reeves couldn't even pull that off. I don't think you. Fuck that.
I know kung fu.
You're gonna get stopped and arrested.
Yeah.
What, walking down the street like that?
With a trench coat?
That's.
But what if I had like a whole posse? I had my Morpheus, my Trinity, my.
Can I be Morpheus?
You could be Morpheus.
Can I be Trinity?
You could be.
Wow. So he could be Morpheus, but I can't be.
You could be the guy who sells us out.
Wow.
The guy who's like,
So I'm your.
I know
Oh, the
this.
guy inside?
I know this isn't a steak, but I know it's just numbers and lines, but it's delicious. The guy who wants to go.
Try.
No, to be honest, I would take the blue
I'm your
pill.
Judas.
I would take the blue pill. If someone gave you the option, going, you can see reality for what it is,
We
you
had this
could-
conversation before.
on this podcast,
Oh yeah, we have.
what would you pick?
It was like the question when we were talking about
Oh, what would you rather?
Yeah, would you rather?
What did you
The
pick?
question was, would you rather like believe a beautiful lie or see the world for what it is?
Yeah, I would see live the beautiful lie.
I want to see the world for what it is. I'm
What
trying
would
to
you?
get down to the truth, bro.
Beautiful. Beautiful truth.
The beautiful truth.
Is what I see.
There's an ugly.
I'll take
The ugly
red-
truth for a
I'll
beautiful
take
lie.
the red and the blue. Get both perspectives.
You're gonna go
that-
insane.
that's how you die.
Uh,
You just start foaming from the mouth.
It's just OD.
What was the deal in the Matrix when they pulled that giant parasite out of his stomach?
Uh,
That never happened. Like never got brought up again, and it was never used. Like
He had a
that was.
tummy-
It was just weird.
He had a tummy ache, and
They like
extracted-
suctioned it out, and they're like, "Oh, we got this," and it's like, "What was that?" They never brought that up
It
again.
was a virus.
it was a virus or something like that.
I don't know. There was 3 movies. It was never used. They never had another character who was like
Maybe they
virus.
didn't like it.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe they really
Yeah,
they didn't
they're
the
like,
idea.
yeah, we should not do that again. People gonna start.
They're not
questioning.
understanding it. They're not getting it. It's
Yeah.
going over their head.
I don't think that was the thing that went over people's like.
I don't know. I haven't seen Matrix since like it came out. Basically.
Matrix 1 is really good.
Yeah.
Matrix 2 and 3,
They became action movies.
nah, well, kind of. Like, I feel like it just got too philosophical. Like, there's literally the scene with the architect talking about, like, free will versus predetermination for, like, 20 minutes and just undoubtedly saying, like, words like that nonstop. And it's just him in a room just going, like, what is free will? What is choice? Are you predetermined? Are you not? Are you undoubtedly this? Are you...
Indubitably that?
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I think the action did get better in the other 2, but I think they really hammered home the philosophical.
Yeah. I haven't seen those movies since they came. And I was like maybe 10.
Yeah, man.
I was just worried about Pokemon at
I
that point.
think I was
Like,
about like 8 when that shit came out.
you weren't born.
No,
You weren't
you
born.
were not. It came out in 1999
I was 3.
Yeah.
You were 2.
I was
because
3. early February.
I was like 10 when it came out. I was about maybe 8 when it came out.
No. I was about 9. So you were about 7. You were young.
I'm trying to find the exact quote, or like the quotes where it just gets weird. Like,
Yeah.
just fill the dead air real quick.
Free my nigga Ty Dolla $ign.
Ty Dolla $igns. My boy has some strong hooks.
Yeah, bro.
He can't make those hooks in jail.
We be hitting some different kind of notes in jail.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, he's like
he's
one
a
of the
hook-
most featured artists.
Yeah,
period.
he's a hook beast, man.
Hook
You
king.
throw Ty Dolla $ign on the hook, it's a bang.
It's a hit.
He don't gotta say nothing else but the hook. Just repeat it over and over again.
Just
Dog,
saying in the way that he does, that's it.
man, they
nice.
caught my man for some weed, a little bit of cocaine. Like, who doesn't do a little bit of cocaine? Huh?
I know I do.
It's not like he was selling it, alright? He was just a little book of sugar.
He's trying to have a good time.
Yeah. Making more hits All right, that's all he's trying to do. I think one of the officers played his music.
You think he
while
planted
was,
it?
While he was arresting him.
Yeah.
Because
And he's probably like, I like this song. I don't know who sings it,
Yeah.
but it's a hit.
like,
I just left my main chick.
hey.
Told her I ain't coming home
No.
tonight.
No.
Yeah.
Hey.
Love something light.
Yeah. Just a little something.
Oh, I just text my main chick.
I can't find the like weird quotes.
It's
But
alright. It's alright.
take my word on it.
They got to. I don't know. I fell off after the first one.
The first one ends on such a good note that you don't need to watch the other. Because I feel like there are some things, like, if it ends on such a good note, there's no need to watch further. Like, I always say House of Cards.
Like Triple X.
Yeah. House of Cards Triple X, yeah. But, like, House of Cards, Season 2 ends on such a good note.
Like Ice Cube.
It ends
That's what
on,
I'm saying.
it ends on such a
Vin
good
Diesel
note.
did such a good job. They're like, we need a new Triple X. We can't just keep
Yeah.
milking this Triple X.
Did he come back for the third one, right?
I think he makes a cameo.
Oh, okay.
But it is Vin Diesel. Xander Cage is back.
Xander
Who's that?
Cage.
I never watched a Triple X. I don't
I
know why I
seen-
know
nah,
as much as I do.
I seen that at the movie theaters when it came out. That was.
You know, it's Triple X. Triple X is one of the.
I don't remember it. Like I
Triple X
seen it.
is what shaped
Let's
me
do a
into the
commentary.
man I am today. It's because of Triple X.
Let's do a
Xander.
Triple X marathon. A commentary, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll stay at home.
No, we're gonna.
You wouldn't watch it?
It's well.
It has
How much
Samuel
is
L.
number 9?
Jackson, Vin Diesel,
Ah.
that one chick,
9X.
Let's do a Fast and the
9Xs.
Furious marathon
dirt
and do a
bikes,
commentary.
parachutes, speedboats.
We're doing
All of the above. Everything. He did some snowboarding at some point. Like yeah.
We're doing a Fast and the Furious marathon for commentaries.
Alright.
No.
Why not?
That's
I can't sit through.
It's a lot of Fast and
nine
You
Furious.
not. We don't have to do it in one sitting.
Oh.
But we're gonna go through them all. Fast 10. Your seatbelts.
Dude, that
I
was
just came
great.
up with that. I came
That
up with
was
that.
fucking
That's
great.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
It hurts to laugh.
We gonna work on our hips.
That's pretty good.
Oh. Yeah.
Pretty clever.
It's so salty.
No.
You really not cool
Yeah.
credits.
I hope people in the comments thank me on that. Good thing. I had an accident last week.
With you, I gotta ask what kind of accident.
I almost pissed my pants.
There we go.
And D'Angelo was there.
Oh, okay.
The fact that he didn't remember right away of the alleged
Yeah, no,
pee
it was-
pants.
It was a whole lot of this.
Whole lot of piss. Wow, this sounds sexual. No. Okay.
Long car drive.
Wow.
We were driving. I was holding it from the moment we left for like maybe hour and a half.
For the record, I was also holding it, but I held it.
You were holding.
But I think my pee was I had a lot more urine in the tank than you
So-
did.
We went to Disney, and he ran to like the shuttle, and the shuttle left him. So he came back. He's like, "I left it. I gotta go. I gotta go. You guys go." And Lisa and I went to the shuttle,
Yeah.
and he came back. He made it just in time before the shuttle left, and he came back, and he's just like, there was like a mountain of piss outside the car. I'm not sure if I left it in the car or if it was
I forgot if I
outside.
left the cup. I peed in a cup.
Ah.
And I didn't remember. It was such a blur. I don't remember if I left the cup inside or outside.
We
Spoiler.
came like 6-7 hours later, and there was like a trench around the
Still.
around
And
car.
the cup was in the car.
Oh, you had the cup.
But
just
this is
sitting there
this is
getting
how I
hot.
did it too. This is how I did it. I went in the back seat
Oh,
and I was like hunched like this.
you were perched.
Yeah, because I went in
Like
the
a
back.
gargoyle.
There's
style.
there's
All those little kids walking by.
yeah, there's
like you
kids
get
walking
arrested.
by. There's the parking guy who's like navigating traffic, standing right by the car. So I'm like, I gotta go in the back. So I grab a Chick-fil-A large lemonade, dump it out.
That was my lemonade.
So I take everything out.
I wanted that when I came back.
I peed, filled it up, pinched it off, put everything away, dumped it. Then unzipped because I didn't want to open up the car door with the my package out. Because like I feel like that's a recipe for disaster. So I had to put everything away, tuck it in, dump, fill up the cup. I did that 3 times. I filled up 3 large
Oh man.
lemonades.
That's a lot of liters.
And
It was a lot of piss. A whole lot of piss.
Oh man. Are you
No.
okay? Were you dehydrated?
It ran into like the sewer in the parking lot.
Oh.
because we were walking back to the car, and I'm like, yeah, it should have dried up by now. It's been 8 hours, and it was like still a puddle. D'Angelo made me pull the car up so he couldn't get in because it was on the passenger side. On the passenger side.
I would have made you
On
do the same
passenger
thing.
side.
Yeah.
I would have made you do the same thing.
It smelled.
That's a lot of piss.
It didn't smell.
And you had it in the car just getting out hot?
No, I dumped it. It was just the empty cup, the empty
Still
vessel.
has some
Ruining
pee
people's magical experience before they even get there.
It's like,
And I was afraid because when I'm dumping this out the car out the car door, like reaching out, I'm not looking, so like a couple could have been walking through the car.
yeah,
and
you
like,
just
ugh.
piss on them? Oh, man. You was sad.
I thought I was-
Are
R.
people
Kelly
trying to
ever.
get back to the car?
I thought I was gonna go to jail. I thought that the parking guy was gonna look in there and just see me hunched,
Mickey Mouse.
dumping piss out the car window and going back.
Oh, you probably thought it was some pervert.
Yeah.
I couldn't hold it. When I saw the shuttle leave me, I was thinking, like, we're so far away, I can't walk to the park. I can't pee in the parking lot. There's no place I can really go to pee
Yeah.
without, like, going to jail. So I'm like, I have to go in the car. That's my only refuge, my sanctuary in a time of need.
You gotta go, I guess. I had to go, but I held it. Like a man.
Champ.
Like a
Yeah,
man.
but I think I peed more because then I still
You
went
peed.
to I still
You definitely
went to
peed a
the
lot.
bathroom and peed. I just could have probably filled up a 4th cup, but I said I dodged a lot
This
of
is like
bullets.
the big cup too.
Yeah.
This is a large Chick-fil-A
Because
cup.
think about it, I was drinking here, like I had waters, I had Red Bulls. We went and got another Red Bull before we left because we left straight from the podcast to go.
Yeah.
Then it was stuck in traffic, so it was holding, and it was just like enough was enough. And then on the way back, I still was holding it again because
Or you could have stopped. Oh,
We-
we were running late.
we were running late. I can get into that.
I was wondering if you go to
Why were you running late?
Yeah, why were you running late?
I'm gonna paint you a picture. I felt like I had a child. I thought I was ready for fatherhood until it was me, Lisa, D'Angelo. We get in the car. D'Angelo's like, I'm really hungry. I'm not gonna be able to make it. I need food. Let's stop and get chips. I said, okay. We go to the first gas station. He gets his chips.
Doritos.
He's eating them in the back seat. There was a wrap snacks and Doritos.
Yeah. I spilled.
He spilled them on the floor before we even pulled out. Then we're driving.
That's because you can't drive.
We're driving, and he goes, I'm really thirsty. I'm so thirsty. I'm dying of thirst. This salt's getting to me. I need
no.
water. I need water.
Probably-
Stop. Yeah. So we stop. He goes, gets water.
Do you stop
No.
pee?
To be fair, everybody wanted water. Everyone was thirsty.
Yeah, I also drank water on the way there, too. But
I was like, yo, I'm really thirsty, and Lisa was like, I'm also thirsty.
But
You're like,
the-
you're thirsty.
The
too,
difference
so
was, I think Lisa and I would have held, like, we weren't, like, needing to stop. It was like, no matter what, we're stopped.
Those chips were extra salty.
So then,
I was parched.
we get onto the interstate. We're going. Woo! Then all of a sudden, D'Angelo's like, I forgot my ID in my car. I don't have my pass either because if you forget your pass, you need your ID to, like, get a new one. He's like, I don't have my pass or my ID. We have to go back. So we turn around.
I would've-
back
I
to
would've
gas
canceled
bars.
the trip.
Then we get off the exit at gas bars, and I hear D'Angelo in the back, Chick-fil-A, 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 Chick-fil-A. So we go to get Chick-fil-A.
Oh my
There's a
God.
line.
D-Lo.
We get Chick-fil-A. We come back to gas bars. That took a whole hour. About 45 minutes.
I think your
You named 3 spots, so you could just stop them.
I think your line of events is a little wrong.
I didn't, at that point, we were like running behind and we were going to get stuck in rush hour traffic.
For the record, we had Chick-fil-A before we went back to the car.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
You said Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A, and then we got the Chick-fil-A, and then we came back to the car.
Yeah.
And then we hit the road while he was playing Switch the whole time,
I should have.
which helped paint the picture of having a child. Because I forgot this part, but Lisa told me after, he went like, hey, do you want to pet my Evie? You want to pet my Evie? And she went to bed. He's like, that's not how you pet it.
Yeah, Evie was getting frustrated. Yeah.
Yo, Evie was getting
Yeah,
frustrated.
she was. She's like,
Well, I was just
move her
like,
head back.
in rush hour traffic, needing to pee at this point. I'm like,
You were every dad. You were every dad.
I was like, I'm gonna turn this car around. I swear.
Oh,
You
man.
you peed in my lemonade, bro. I think that's.
Yeah, you didn't even drink the lemonade. It was full.
I wanted it when I came back.
What if,
It would have overflowed because of the ice.
what if you would have drank
It was fine.
after you peed in it?
What if I didn't tell him?
That was funny because we were saying that if he came back and like the guy caught him like pouring out the pee, and he's like, "Yo, like what is that? What's in the cup?"
You need to drink it before you get through.
That shit. They would have smelled the piss, I'm sure.
Would you have drank it?
No, I would have been like, I'll just throw it away, sir. Like,
Is that piss?
but the
It
thing
smells
was,
like.
I didn't spill a drop. I made everything in the bucket. I dumped, not the bucket, the cup. Dumped the cup. I didn't spill
You got a
one
pee
drop of
bucket?
pee. I didn't drop one drop of pee.
Do you have a pee bucket? Is that what,
No,
is
no,
that
no.
what that was? You just
No.
accidentally.
I was not one speckle of piss landed in my
A
car.
speckle of piss.
On my tires, yes, because I had to run through a puddle,
Ooh,
but not in the interior.
you were riding dirty?
The interior is 100% pee free.
Oh.
Pee free.
I'm not saying free of anything else, but the pee for sure.
If you turn on a black light, it's not pee. I can't.
It's glow in the dark paint. That's why it's everywhere.
Oh boy.
I had an art project.
Where have we gone?
What happened? I do have a little philosophical question though. I feel like we've discussed this before. I don't think we've discussed this before.
What's it?
How do we know we see the same colors? Anyone?
What? How do I know?
How do we know like this? The top of this rock star is red.
Yes.
How do you know what I'm seeing as red isn't really like your blue?
Because
We just have the same name for it, but like it looks different to you than it does to
The
me.
dress was blue.
Kind of like that. Like
But if I say that cap is red and you say, yeah, that's red, and then I point to another thing, I'm like, that's red, and you're like, yeah, that's red, then
we still have the same name, but the shade of the color is different. Like I'm seeing red, you're seeing blue, but we both call it red.
then one of us is wrong because one of us doesn't know that red is called red and blue.
But how you know what?
How do you know? How
the
do you know
right
what red is?
red?
How do you know what you're? How do you know like when I see the sky, I'm seeing blue, but that's really your green?
Because
How do you know?
there's a standard that we all created when we were little.
And that's the only reason.
But the thing is, yeah, we're looking at the same standard, but we don't know if our standards are right. We're just following a standard that's out there.
Yeah, but by making a standard, we've made a standard in which we can say who's right and who's wrong. If I go and I say his shirt is green and you're like his shirt is yellow, I can tell you.
No,
you're
no, I'm
wrong
saying-
because there's a
I'm saying
standard.
the name
But-
for the color is we're on the same page.
you
That-
might be
that
seeing
color,
a different tone.
Yeah,
of the
it's a
color.
different shade. It's like totally different. Your eyes are seeing different colors than I'm seeing, but we still call it the same name.
Y'all smoking some good shit. Cause
Do you get it?
No. So you're saying what if he called green blue?
No, we're all calling this red. We're all saying this
No.
is red. We're all
kind of fuchsia.
we're all saying this is red, right?
Yes.
We're all saying it.
That's kind of
But
purple. Oh,
I
yeah,
might
burgundy.
see it as red, you might see it as blue, and you might see it as green, but we all have the same name for that color. We all have the same name for that color, but we're seeing different colors.
Yeah.
But so like my green is blue, you see blue, but I'm really seeing green, but I just call green blue because that's all I know.
I think it's also a science between how light is reflected off a certain
They can't
object.
prove it. They can't prove if we're all seeing the same colors. We just call the same colors the same names because it's not like I'm gonna see that and be like, oh, that's green, and you're like, no, that's red. That would be wrong. But I could be seeing it as a different color.
What did you hear, Yanny? Or what was the other one?
Laura or
Laurel or
Yanni.
Yanny? Which one
Yeah.
did you hear?
I heard Yanny, but I also heard the other way, and I think that's just if you listen for it.
No, I couldn't
That's
hear
just
it.
not-
I couldn't hear Lowell for anything.
I
heard
still
him.
am frustrated that he's not getting what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. You're saying like somebody in their head, red is blue to them. So even if we were talking about blue, they would say, "Oh yeah, that's blue," but really in their eyes it looks red.
Yeah.
You could be seeing a different blue.
Like, I'm looking at the sky and it's really red to me, but I think red's blue. So, like, the sky looks like hell, but I'm like, yeah, that's blue. That's how it always looks.
I just feel like if I go and I paint something and I'm just
Yeah.
like, if that's blue, is this blue paint or red paint? And you'd be like, oh, that's red paint. Then I could. Just
But the
be like,
difference is, I see it as, like, red. So you're red. When you're like, is this red paint or blue paint? And you show red to your red,
Yeah,
that's my blue. So I'm like, yeah, that's.
red.
But I still call it the same as you. We call this the color we're calling is the same name.
In the words of Juan, we're living in a simulation.
This is red. We're all saying this is red, right?
Yeah,
Right?
but it looks
It's,
blue.
it's,
Yeah,
it's
but
kind of maroon.
But how do you know? it
My
looks blue to you?
my word for blue is red
But
because that's what I was taught in school. This is blue or this is red, but it really looks blue because we can't tell what everyone else sees. My colors could look totally freaked out than yours, but we don't know because I'm just still calling this table
pretty
brown.
sure we all see the same colors.
They can't prove it.
I'm like 90% sure.
How do you,
I'm all heated right now.
how
Unless
do you know? And this conversation
He's frustrated me so
This
much.
conversation is making me nauseous.
if you can look at something and be like, that is, it looks blue in my eyes, but I'm gonna call it red because that's what I was taught.
But I don't know it looks blue. Blue is
Exactly.
blue to me, but I don't know if I'm right or wrong. Just because as long as I'm
but
saying
you-
the same shit
you would
I was
see-
taught in school.
You would see a lot of people saying that different colors are different colors than what you
No,
used to.
because that's what you're taught in school. Like, we all call the same thing. Like,
No, but when you're starting at zero and you're looking and you have no knowledge of color,
but when
And-
people tell
and
you,
they're like-
hey, this is called yellow. Like, if I brought a kid here, a newborn baby, and I only taught him brown is yellow,
No.
I said, the name of this color is yellow, the name of this color is yellow, he's going to call this yellow.
And then guess
but we
what?
don't know what, like,
somebody's gonna be like, no, that's brown. That's what I'm saying.
but the thing
That's
is,
the same thing with like time.
I'm
but the
saying,
thing is, we're all seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like all my reds are blues. So if you go, the sky's blue, I'm like, yeah, it's blue. But I'm seeing the color red because my word for the color is blue.
Yeah.
It's not the color itself isn't blue, but my word for that is blue.
yeah, but I feel like people describe it, the color, and they'll be like, it's a,
How do you describe blue?
it's a.
Describe blue. So we can see we're on the same page. Describe it only using words.
All right, so blue is more of a calming color. It's more.
Yeah,
of a,
it calms me when I look at the sky,
red?
the bright red sky.
No, red is red is more. Red brings more. Of,
But
Passion.
that's just
Fire.
symbol.
yeah, it's more fiery. It brings
Because
more of a
the reason why I'm
intensity.
thinking it is
Green is calming.
the only
mean, like
reason
a
we
emo
call
shirt.
colors certain colors is just because of a name. So if you go to like ancient,
It's to create a standard.
I'm about to
and
get
deep.
if you go to ancient
on.
Greek texts, they didn't have a word for blue. There was no word for blue, so the only way they could describe blue was green because they didn't have a word for it. So that's why if you read like the Odyssey, it's the green sea. This is green, this is green. And it's like they just didn't have a word, which threw so it's the
The
way
standard that they create, like same
Yeah.
thing with time. Like time doesn't really exist in the way that we make it. Like we're obsessed with like a day, but a day, 365 days doesn't revolve fully around the sun. That's why there's a leap day, because the leap day
We
kind of brings
effed
the
up.
balance.
Yeah.
It brings back the balance, but they don't fully sync like that. The year doesn't fully sync like that, divided by a day, which is crazy. But we created a standard for order and to keep people in line and in place. Same thing with color.
And Dilo doesn't adhere to that. He doesn't adhere to your standards of time. You will not hold me. Show up.
same with
Time
numbers.
doesn't exist.
We just invented numbers.
And we invented everything.
So
Think
it's
about
like, how do we know like an alien species uses the same type of numbers we do? Like,
They can come in and say everything that we've done is wrong.
like
You know?
our numbers are in increments of 10. So 49, then 50, then 59, then 60. How do we know like an alien doesn't go by 8s where it's like 48, then 50,
Yeah.
59, or 58, 6. Like, we don't
Making sure
know.
that we did it
We
a
just
more
made it
advanced-
by 10, and we all like said, yeah, that's how it works.
We can come in contact with a more advanced civilization or species, and they tell us that everything that we've ever done is wrong.
Well, I've said that too, where I'm like, I don't know necessarily if I believe in ghosts, in like psychics, in ghouls, but I think.
Hold on, before you get into it, you definitely believe in psychics because I'm gonna put your story out there.
I've told it on the podcast.
Yeah, we went to New Orleans, and you came back like jaw dropped. You didn't say a single word.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
But hear me out. I'm not saying I believe or I disbelieve. My way I've always looked at it is, I don't think we understand how the world works. Like if you go back 400 years, we thought the world was flat. We thought the Earth was the center of the solar system, and that was a fact. So I think there's probably things we don't
It was only
understand.
400 years. 400 years ago, it was kind of known.
Well,
in the
you
world.
get.
I
you
got
get-
understand what you're saying.
But I'm saying, like, if we go forward, like, another 600 years, they're probably going to be like, oh, they thought time worked like that. And it might be like, is a psychic this one person that can see the future? Probably not. But is there something we don't know with time where it's like the way time
Yeah.
moves and you might get this little glimpse?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, yeah, that might be specific. Same with, like, ghosts. It's like, is it the spirit of a person, like, roaming where they used to live? Probably not, but is it this thing we don't know about dimensions where like 2 dimensions pass and you can see like a glimpse and it's like, whoa, maybe.
Maybe there's
It's just like,
scientific
yeah, there might be
reason for
scientific
it.
reasoning, but we don't understand that, so we
No.
just go, oh yeah, that's a ghost, that's someone's spirit. Like, oh, I can see the future, and it's like, no, it might be like, yeah, we just didn't understand. Hey, dimensions pass by each other all the time, and sometimes when they hit, a book falls off the shelf. We didn't know. Like, that's how it is. It's like a little, like a dimension's like a car. We just kind of like raise another one. Oops.
Yeah.
We saw something because we were passing like, and it's like we might not understand
I've
it.
seen in Interstellar.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly like that. And that's why I'm like, with all that stuff, I don't necessarily believe it at face value, but I do think there's more there than just dismissing it. I just don't think we know and will probably know in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Same with the colors.
Drop the mic.
We
It's
deep.
all for order. That's what it's all. That's why shapes are the way that they are. It's all for order.
Because if not, we just be going around. First, who knows? English wouldn't even be a thing. We'd just be going around going, and I'd just be like telling you to guess it. What I'm saying, like we had to make an order. We had to be like, this means the. This is a circle.
You know what I understand? Like
This is
with-
red. This is blue.
Yeah. With language, like it's hard, like for someone who isn't Spanish to speak in a way that a Spanish person would, or like Arabics, they use their tongues differently when they speak or whatever. We have sign language. We can use our hands.
That's
Why isn't there a universal?
really weird because I was just
So-
about to say the same thing.
Why-
I was
why-
literally about to say that same exact thing.
Maybe it's like
Yeah, I don't understand why we don't teach sign language as a second language, as like the universe.
Universal.
Like we'll have English, we'll have
Yeah.
Chinese, we'll have Spanish, we'll have everything,
I
but
think they have
we all know
accents.
sign language, so we can.
I think they have accents, and because
In
there's
sign
there's
language?
ASL, American Sign Language.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
there might be like other, which I don't get why we're diversifying
That's what I'm
our
saying.
hands.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I
It's
mean,
like the Hispanics gonna have to be like this and do like little
Chinese
ass
have
shit.
their own dialect for sign language. Like, or people,
Yeah, like, why
all these
would-
different cultures have different dialects for sign language. It's a way that
Yeah.
we can kind of
I think it's just.
efficiently,
Yeah,
but we don't have a universal sign.
Yeah,
language.
I guess it
going
would just
hard.
be weird.
I'm sure there's a reason for it. I mean,
Yeah.
Probably
maybe
because-
there's a
Probably
reason.
because words don't translate. But it's like we should just simplify.
Yeah, but you have like scientific
Yeah.
words, like like
Oh, you should be able to at least get by in a conversation with just
Yeah.
sign language. I might be like same with Spanish. It's like there's different dialects of Spanish,
Yeah.
like between Cuban and like Mexican and everywhere.
Dominican, Puerto Rican.
But I feel like if you're all speaking Spanish, you could get by in a conversation. There might be like one or two, like
Yeah.
a little bit of confusion, but it's like
Yeah.
Well, it should
same
be
with
a-
sign language.
yeah.
Sign language. It's like if I'm talking to a Chinese guy in sign language, we should still be able to understand each other. Maybe like a little bit. It's like, hey, what did you mean? And it's like,
Is that official?
Was that weird?
yeah. That was,
No.
what do you mean?
See, I only know the alphabet.
I know. Cut it out.
Hey, cut.
Yeah.
No, if I
No,
was
but
ever in a conversation with a deaf person, I might as well like write down what I gotta say, because all I'm gonna do is like spell out like I'd be like where.
That's my name.
Huh. Hey, someone in the comments, if you know.
Sign.
No, if you know the reason for it.
Oh.
Which I'm sure I can probably.
Well, I
figure out.
guess too.
Maybe people don't want it, but like I was saying,
Who
like,
doesn't want it?
I don't know.
It's a universal language. We can all speak to each other.
Yeah.
The only weird thing is, like, let's say I'm going to China for like a business deal, and it's just me in a room,
Yeah.
and we're not saying anything.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's more awkward than anything because it's just a silent room.
I mean,
But
it's better
sure, we're talking.
It's communication as opposed to no communication.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't know. I've said that from the beginning. Same with time zones. I don't think we should have time zones anymore.
Yeah.
Why not? People operate at different times.
But
I mean, I understand what you mean for like, in New Year's, there's the New Year's and there's 24 different time zones.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying Happy New Year at a different time. We can all say it at the same time, but it would be like a weird time for a person living on this side of the
like,
world.
let's say there's only one time zone, and it's like our daytime is 7 o'clock p.m. And it's like, oh, I gotta wake up at 7 o'clock p.m. when the sun comes up. It's just our times are a little weird. Like,
Yeah.
we're not. Everyone has a weird time now, but at least when I say 7 o'clock p.m., the guy in Europe, it's 7 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
He might be going to bed at
Yeah.
7 o'clock
reason-
p.m. I'm waking up at 7
Yeah.
o'clock p.m., but it's happening in the same moment.
The reason is because our obsession with the day. You know, like the way that the sun moves through the day, it works best for, I guess, us. Like where this is 7 o'clock, the sun is here. Like, you know, at 5 o'clock it sets, 6 o'clock it sets. For the most part, you know, it is weird though.
It all has to
Unless
do
you're
with
up in
like
Alaska.
it all has to do with like farmers too. Like that's why we have daylight saving time. Farmers. That's why we have summer break. Farmers. It's like
Why you shitting on summer
I know
break?
on farmers. what-
because
Farmers been holding
okay,
it down.
we're on tangents here. I think summer break. I've been through childhood.
Yeah.
You've been
So
to childhood.
I don't care anymore. If you ask me when I was like in
You can't even hold your bladder.
you couldn't go 10 minutes without getting chips.
I was hungry.
You had an easy wrong.
I pet my EV right. She pet my EV wrong.
But you asked me this question in 7th grade, I would be like, no, summer break's the best thing. But any country that doesn't have a summer break, the kids do better. Like they have 3 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 3 weeks on, 2 weeks off, but it goes year round.
Yeah.
So it's like, because the thing is, a lot of kids not being at school for 3 months, they forget so much because like they need to constantly be reminded and like challenged. But when you spend 3 months of just walking around and having adventures,
This is what you did.
you kind of lose everything that you learned through the year. And it's like, but if you're like you still have these breaks, it's still the same amount of school days.
Yeah.
It's just broken up. It might not be 3 weeks on, 2 weeks off, but it's something like that where it's still a kid is in school for 180 days. They still get the weekend, but they get long breaks throughout the year instead of one long break and like a small Christmas break, a small spring break, and a small Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
So if you ask me that question, when I was in school, I would say, nah, we should have summer break.
I want my summer.
I want to walk around and have adventures.
I think work should have summer break.
That, yeah, I wasn't ready. I read this article like
Vacations.
my senior year, and it was things that you're not ready for, or things no one warned you about. First, did you just get a text from me?
I thought I did, but no.
I saw that. Oh, okay,
It's
I was like, I
YouTube.
saw my name pop up, but
Google.
but yeah,
I told you you're a robot. He's a robot.
I just need a dehumidifier. No, but I read this article that said like 12 things you don't realize about adulthood, or no one warns you about adulthood, and one of them was all of a sudden you just don't have a summer break anymore, and that's like nothing that like in
You
school
just
you're
don't think about it.
yeah you're never taught, or like you're never told, like you only have probably 12, 13 summer breaks of your life, and then you're gonna hit a point where
Oh,
you
I'll
don't
think
have
about
it. Where's Devon?
I don't know. What'd you do to Devon?
What was that?
Oh,
He was sitting down for too long?
Rick wanted me to go out and bartend.
Oh,
I didn't know to do that.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
It's the only way we can hold down the space.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I think it might be time to wrap up.
No, I mean, you could probably finish yours. Where were you?
No, that was it. It was just, I don't
Oh,
remember.
I was going to say, like, yeah, because, you know, you get adapted to it and you get really acclimated to having that period
3 months off every
and
summer.
now you're living the rest of your life and you're working.
No
and,
more summer break,
yeah, it's-
bro.
Yeah. But you're acclimated to it, so that's
And you just don't realize it. You don't, like, when you're going into your senior year, or even college to an extent, like, a lot of people don't take summer classes in college, but they were like, it's more like you don't think, like, this is my last summer break.
I feel,
It's just never in your head.
I feel like the whole just school system in general, like, we're living in this traditional, I mean, not time, we've changed so much
Yeah.
about the way that we live our lives and stuff like that. But we have this traditional schooling system that's been going on since like.
Oh,
early
I've said there's
1900s.
so much, like, I always say, like, you need to look at other countries because a lot of other countries are doing things right. I don't want to say, like, copy and paste a whole country's system because it might not work.
Wouldn't
Just
be
rethink,
bad, yeah.
huh? Maybe.
But if
we
you
should-
look at all these other country schools, they don't have summer breaks. They redid everything. They have better school lunches. They have this. They have that.
More like technical applications
Yeah.
that can teach you
Yeah, a lot of it is like
instead of
I think in 10th grade, a lot of the schools in like Europe, it's basically in 10th grade they tell you, do you want to be in school? No. Okay, you're gonna go to like a trade. A mechanic, electrician, plumbing, and then you're going to go through trade school, and then you're going to have an internship, and then you're pretty much guaranteed a job. Do you want to stay in school and have something more academic? Okay, go to 11th grade, 12th grade college. And it's like, we don't really have that. Like, I've always said, I think there needs to be a higher push for trade schools.
yeah, we need trade schools at a younger.
Yeah, I think, like, by 10th grade, maybe 11th grade,
Yeah.
you probably know
Whether
That's-
or not
the
she's
kid,
going to college.
if like the
It's
kid
the school
himself
system,
and
yeah.
the school,
Yeah.
like, okay, why are we forcing you to do this?
Yeah, universities and stuff like that are just corrupt, and they're just like out to get your money. So they give you a general basis of like, all right, this is what you choose, so that way they can get more of your money, which they overcharge for schooling to begin
Well,
with.
I agree with the overcharge, but I don't want to say it's like a generic because I think doctors and stuff like where it's like, yeah, I'd rather have my doctor go through 10
for
years of
sure.
school
I'm not saying the school. Yeah, you should have
yeah.
the schooling for the
Yeah, yeah.
specific, but it's just like there's not a lot of like build up to be like, hey, like what do you necessarily want to do?
Oh, it's very much you're thrown into it like
Yeah.
pick and figure it out. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But yeah, I think a lot of the things we do need to be pretty much rewritten from like trying to fix the school system as is like you're building a house on like a bad foundation or like a really old
Yeah.
foundation. It's like no, you just got to rebuild the whole thing, and it's like
see
no
that.
one's gonna do
Say school should end for a good year,
that. Just start up.
and we just start all over.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know the specifics of what to do, but I've said that for a while. Schools need.
Yeah.
And like the whole like I don't think there should be good schools and bad schools. I think it should be
Yeah.
you just go to school.
Yeah, and
Despite
where
where
A schools and B schools, like that just kind of like complicates things and
because like the whole like school choice or like charter schools and stuff like that where it's like your zip code shouldn't determine your future and it's like I agree with that. But it shouldn't matter what zip code you live in, you should be getting the same school no matter what.
Fortunately, it's not the America we live in, boys.
That's like how last week I said I should run for
Schools-
public office.
school's too expensive.
Shit, man.
I should run. I'm gonna run for
Yeah.
office, and it's gonna be about schools and global warming.
Like it.
I found a few locations for schools near you.
She's
Oh,
listening.
She's already ready.
She's
She's
listening.
like, I already know we can go and campaign. She's like, school
You got
near
Google on your back.
That
That's all-
Google's my campaign manager.
Hey, that's all you need.
She's like, go to these schools now.
How can I run for president?
Here is information from USA.gov.
be at least 35 and born in the U.S. and a resident of the U.S. for 14 years.
You
Yep.
know this.
You
But
mark 'em all.
Google-
Tell me something I don't know. Google knows it too.
It said, tell me the real way of how to run for president.
Wink, wink.
Give me the specifics.
Here is information from USA.gov.
It says, work with the Russians. You'll get it. Yeah, I don't know. There's things that need to be fixed. We got on a weird tangent. We were on a very intellectual
You know what?
podcast.
You might be able to become the president if he shuts it down the government. You might be able to sneak your way in. If the government shut down, isn't it like whoever sits at the
Whoever sits on the throne.
Whoever sits on the desk is.
We had that
king.
conversation before the podcast, and we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't want to get too.
Yeah, bias, whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of like Game of Thrones rules. If you can park it on the throne, you become king.
I feel like that's what we should do. That's gonna
Just
be
all
our
out.
national treasure moment. We're just gonna
Just
sneak
all out
into
brawl.
the White House.
Just fight your way to
Like a
the
war.
Oval Office.
We're not gonna fight our way to the Oval Office. Let me just tell the government agencies.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say fight your way to the Oval Office.
We're gonna peacefully make our way into the Oval Office, sit down on the throne, become president, and then
We should have a king. I think
we should have a
I
king.
think-
We should have a king in each year. Every 4 years, the runners for whoever wants to become king, they meet in a big arena. You fight to the death. Winner becomes king.
Like the Lions do.
And then, if the king wants to enter for re-election, he also has to go into the pit.
He's got to go in the pit.
But he can choose if he wants to fight or
The
not.
best warrior wins the title.
Yeah.
I think we tried that in the past, and it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't really work. That used to be Middle Ages Europe. But instead of just a pit, it was a giant army versus a giant army. While the two guys in charge of the armies kind of chilled.
That's how it's supposed to
You could watch that history documentary called Game of Thrones if you wanted to hear more. A trial by combat, I think you're referring to. But I think that's been about it.
Yeah, I think so too.
That was the Squad Goals podcast. It was our 33, big 3-3, 3-0-3.
Our miracle
Tricky
episode.
treat.
We're performing miracles every time we come here to
Blessing you
Gas
all with our presence.
with good talk.
Yeah, I think
Good
that
experiences.
I think that was it. Unless anyone has anything they want to add in, any questions, comments, concerns.
You have a question, Devon?
where, if I wasn't here, could I hear our podcast?
That's a really good question. I'm glad someone asked it. I wasn't sure. Well, if you want to watch it,
Oh, see, I didn't ask that. See, I didn't ask that.
if you want to watch this podcast, you should go to Cigar City Entertainment on YouTube. If you want to listen to it, you just want to listen
Yeah,
to it.
that's
You want to
really
just
it.
listen to the audio, hear our voices. Little messed up. We still don't have a soundboard. Hopefully next week, Phil.
Phil's in another room.
Well, he's all around us. He's always with us. So yeah, if you want to just listen to us, you could go to Spotify,
Where else?
Stitcher,
Where else?
Google Play,
Where else?
iTunes.
Okay.
All look up Cigar City Entertainment on those outlets. And then, hey, guess what?
What?
You want to follow what we're up to.
Oh.
Maybe some social media. Maybe I'll get better at it. Maybe I'll post a nice selfie. Also,
How many likes are we at?
4, 5,
Oh.
Wow.
5.
Maybe you're not so
one of
bad at
them's
this.
still.
Oh, Phil, wow.
Yeah, it
He's
doesn't
still, he
count.
is around.
He's with us.
Just like the. You really like you're endorsing, like you're just like a spokesperson.
It's a Martin Luther King quote over a nice shot of Rockstar. But anyway, that was a tangent. Hey, you want to follow us on social media, see some cool things? You should go to facebook.com/Cigar City Entertainment or Instagram at CCE_Tampa. You go under. It's not a hyphen. It's not a dash. It's an underscore. It's going to sit right at the bottom of the letters in between the E and the T. That's our Instagram. But I think that's it. We're out.
We're out.
We're out.
Peace. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Good talk and some good cock. All right.
Did this camera turn on?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no. No.
I didn't get none of that outro.
Wait, hold on.
It was off when I walked out.
Hey guys, it's AJ here. I just wanted to thank you all for watching. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, how about you hit that subscribe button? You can follow the links to all our social media and audio feeds down below in the description. Thanks.
DeVito, Always Sunny, Danny DeVito, or The Penguin, Danny DeVito?
Fuck, Marry, Kill, Danny DeVito, Hercules, Danny DeVito, Penguin, Danny DeVito, It's Always Sunny. I've thought about this for years, and so much so that I
Since
didn't
he
want.
first laid eyes on Danny DeVito.
So much so that I didn't want it to be weird. I was like, hey, let's start a
It is.
podcast.